Renata Ávila. I'm a human rights lawyer specialized in technology, and I'm also an author, an activist. When you ask the question about data and why people are just clicking here, accepting and giving away all their data, all their personal data, I will say that there's some deep disempowerment. There's a lack of public support for people to fight for options, for respectful and viable options. The data extractor is so powerful, and there's no powerful actor on the side of people. So to me, it's the absence of the public sector, the absence of the state, not defending and standing by citizens, but standing on the other side by the data extractor and making sure that they can have their business without realizing that by doing so, they are becoming less and less relevant and less powerful governments. I would say there's a lot of opacity in algorithms by design. As technology becomes more complex and sophisticated, we cannot expect that everybody will understand what is happening inside. But we need to trust what happens inside. For me, transparency is not enough. What I demand is a high degree of accountability on the results of it. Constant evaluation at different stages of the process. I am writing a book about digital colonialism. The degree of domination, of being predictable and being subject to this unprecedented control is a new form of colonialism that it transcends the rich-poor dynamic. It's penetrating each and every country in the world, and the effects are unpredictable because it's the rise in a very different form of corporate power. So we cannot vote out corporate power. We can vote out a government. But now this is very different, and all the globalization before and all the trade agreements paved the way to make them very resilient to changes in governments, to changes in laws. They are the ones writing the laws. Many people celebrate the GDPR as the golden standard of privacy and data protection, but I will say that is questionable because the business model remained intact. It fixes privacy and data protection problems, but it doesn't fix the innovation and competition problem. Because if only one actor has all the data and finds a way to get the consent of citizens, it's so ahead of the game that small companies cannot compete. We need access to certain data sets, so everybody has access to the same level of innovation. I'm very hopeful on what's going on with the competition and antitrust law, because antitrust law, it gives you mechanisms to split the companies, to force them share resources, and in this case, it would be very interesting if one of the antitrust processes come up with some forced sharing data mechanism, so to also enable other companies. Power of big tech is growing exponentially very fast. We can see after the pandemic, they were the only ones winning. You know, they doubled, many of them, their profits without increasing the number of jobs, without even paying taxes. So it feels like this power beyond states and above the law. We are heading to a very, very dangerous digital dictatorship. And it's the combination of the power of technology with the power of states. So it is a combination of precarity, repression, and technology. Citizen participation alone is not enough. We need to restore multilateralism. We need to restore global institutions and global solidarity. most of the problems with heating, with bad emission problems, with bad housing problems, energy transformation and so on are happening in cities. But we don't have the data to enable us to understand that and to act. Let's dedicate surveillance to surveil the problems instead of surveilling the people. Digital Future Society had managed to create a safe space where we can say to the powerful what we think without filters. But also, I think that it is only possible because it's not just activists shouting, but we have evidence-based, like the research. What it gives me hope is that this generation doesn't see the internet or the technology as the promise. It's just as a tool to make their dreams come true and a tool that they appropriate. We had a world to create, and this generation has a planet to save. So it's a very, very, very different scenario, and we owe them a lot. So we need to listen to them and collaborate.